Welcome back, everyone, to Black Twitch League Season 12 here. RareAdam alongside Finergy here. And after a very exciting Game 1 coming through from DPS, Predictive Gaming going to be switching sides here and looking to try and find that solution here. But Finergy, what did you think of that Game 1 from DPS?
I mean, if you want my honest opinion, I tell you it was entertaining to watch. But if you want me to give you the analytical opinion, I would say that I don't think that Predictive Gaming stands a chance right now. I think their mental is going to be so shot that literally DPS is just going to walk them across the rift.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they ought to go for in the second game. By the looks of it, that will mean they are going to pick up that Lulu in the jungle for themselves. So playing a little bit fast and loose here. We're going to be pulling out that Enchantress there. Of note, no Rakan ban, but as we were saying, I think it's only a pick that you do into Victor here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was just really impressive. I mean, Victor got like one kill off on him, and the rest of the game, Rakan got to a point where he could one-shot most of their team. So, I mean, what do you do in this situation? You're not, as Rakan, you're like, I don't care if I burst Cho'Gath, if I take out Kog'Maw, if I take out Shaco, if I take out Victor, what are they going to do in that situation? They're already down a person, and he can literally just battle dance out, and then nothing's happened.
Yeah, it was a pretty impressive performance, but on the flip side, DPS is going to go for, wow, their bot lane already. Jhin Brand going to come through, so Brand going to be the pickup here. This is a champion that we don't see a whole lot of. Could be going into the mid lane still for Aliskander, who has shown that they've got a knack for playing the unconventional, but Jhin Brand still seems like a really scary prospectus into the likes of a Lulu.
Yeah, I would say that some men just want to watch the world burn, so I'm ready to see it.
Yeah, the Ornn, though, going to come through on that top side. This time on Pafu's monitor there, will be playing the Ram in the top lane. Interesting to see that come, as Tristana seems to be the option potentially for Cookies here. Looks like they want to try and play aggressive in this bot side. They weren't really able to make it stick last time around, but, you might as well give it a try, right?
I really like that. Literally, DPS is like, you know what, fine. You can have Ornn. I'll just take Cho'Gath and show you how it's done. He said, no respect. He's like, I don't care if I'm at a loss technically in the first couple levels. I'm just going to beat you anyway.
Yeah, so we'll have to find out what they are going to do. They just basically reverse the matchup there. Quaggert going to be pulling out the Cho'Gath this time around. His second phase bans come through. And once again, no jungler is actually picked up for either of these sides here, as they're actually going to save those mid lane potentially, or the mid laners as well, if that Brand goes down to the support. So interesting to see who DPS will draft for first, as the Victor actually gets banned out there. They don't want to give that over for free to Spy Fiction.
Yeah, I think the biggest concern here is really, I'm not going to lie, is Lulu. As a support main, Lulu is probably one of my least favorite to play into because of the fact that her whimsy can control so much in the fights. It's just insane. So I don't even know. You get polymorphed, what do? You sit there and dance around like a squirrel and you go nuts, literally. I mean, it's what do you do?
Yeah, it gets pretty difficult to deal with Lulu. As someone who plays support myself, yep, I ban Lulu a lot of the time. But
100%, yeah.
The Xin Zhao going to actually get banned away from Talus this time around. So curious to see what they will opt into here. It looks like we're going to have to get a blind pick, either jungle or mid lane here. I would gather that this is very likely a jungle blind pick here. Yep, Jarvan going to get picked up.
I can respect the Jarvan pick.
And Jarvan as a blind pick here. Curious to see what your thoughts are on Jarvan as a champion right now.
I've only played up into Diamond and like High Diamond, and I really don't see Jarvan ever played. So I think unless you know that it's going to work with your synergy, I mean, you have to time everything so well on that with your EQ combo. How are you going to guarantee that you're going to stop the Tristana's rocket jump? I mean, unless you do a flash combo, I mean, there's that, but it's pretty rough. I don't know how that's going to work out for them.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they do with it. But looks like we're going to get some spice here. It's going to be Ahri picked up in the mid lane, but Zed going to be picked up for Mute in the jungle here. Zed jungle coming to a rift near you here. And this is a champion that's pretty exciting. Zed's jungle clear, actually one of the fastest in the game.
This just became a really exciting game. Like, there's just some unconventional picks from one side. It's like DPS's mental just went over to PGN. They're like, you know what? We might just lose anyway. Let's just have fun. That's what it looks like to me, because I don't see Zed jungle really ever. And when I do, I expect them to be a Smurf.
Yeah, so Zed Jungle going to be coming through, but we'll see how this one pans out. As looking at this matchup here between Predictive Gaming and DPS. DPS, they looked way too dominant in that first game, but Predictive Gaming, they're looking to bounce back, and they're looking to bounce back in style. This Zed Jungle just oozes confidence coming through from Mute.
Well, I'm sure he can do it. You know, get it? Get it? Oh, man. I really want to kill myself. Just terrible jokes. Oh, my gosh. Without a shadow of a doubt, I'm sure he can do it. There we go.
Yes. Got all of the puns in there, but yes, we're looking down the barrel of what could be a 2-0. And DPS, they are no strangers to 2-0s. Last week, they did drop a game to Trebuchet in game 2, but this time around, that game 1 just looked way too good to say that they've got any right letting this series go 3.
I know. Yeah. And yeah, Alexander on Cass, I'm definitely kind of interested to see that, because I mean, I think it's a good pick. I think it has a really great team fight and late game potential, but I haven't seen him play anything other than Rakan, so I will defer to you on that one.
Honestly, I'm curious to see what they will opt into in terms of their build here. The Cassiopeia, it's a strong pick. It does well into the likes of an Ahri here. They're just able to sort of play the lane as expected and scale up into that later stage. But I think the biggest thing that we've got to keep in mind here is this Zed jungle it's such a wrench to be thrown into the plans here.
I mean, yeah, it just has great clear. I mean, you have to worry about potentially have a mage and an AD assassin. So I mean, I know that Cassiopeia can stop a little bit of that with her miasma and her ultimate, but to what extent? I mean, if she has one misstep, she's gonna die. So he's
careful when you gotta tread lightly, I guess. One way to say it, they're gonna have to make sure that they're finding the angles and the fights that they want, because Cassiopeia is a champion that has such high DPS if she's able to get all of the conditions. If they're poisoned, she's able to get those Twin Fangs, though. If she's able to get the Petrifying Gaze stun as opposed to just the slow, there's a lot of things that Alistander needs to do right here, but it's into an Ahri who likes to dash around. Cassiopeia loves to prevent that from happening, so Spy Fiction here, what do we want to see out of them specifically to come back into the series and show a better performance?
I really think he's just going to have to play around, again, jungle. I mean, if he can play around Zed and wait for that play, because they have so much burst between the two of them that I think there's nothing that Cassiopeia can do pre-6. So really, I mean, if they play around that appropriately, I think that they're just going to win mid lane. And then it gives him the freedom to roam down the bot side and try and help out there, because realistically, Brand, I mean, his E, it's not, I don't think it's confabulate. I might be
conflagration, something like that. It's
and the fact is, they've made it so strong now that it just moves to everything now. It doesn't even have to be set ablaze, which is so overpowering in a lane like that I don't know what they're going to do in bot side. They're going to have to do something to stop the hemorrhaging, otherwise Lulu's going to run out of mana.
Yeah, we'll have to keep our eyes on what that matchup is going to look like, but overall, just looking at these drafts of energy, if you were to turn off nameplates per se, who would you say wins draft?
I think early game definitely goes over to the side of DPS. I think that all of it is situational for Predictive Gaming. I think they have the potential to have a very strong early and mid game, but as far as comps go, I'm 100% on DPS's side for this. There's way more synergy with that composition. There's CC, there's tanks, there's frontline. The only tank you generally really have on the side of Predictive is Ornn, and you can use Lulu as a band-aid to stop the hemorrhaging and make something happen, but it still doesn't have the same potential. So I'm curious as to how Predictive's going to pull it off.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out, but for the time being, we're going to head to the break, and when we're back, we'll be on to the Rift with Game 2 between Predictive Gaming and DPS. Don't go anywhere, you're watching Black Twitch League Season 12. And welcome back, everyone, to Black Twitch League Season 12. Got ourselves our what could be our final game of this weekend here between Predictive Gaming and DPS as 5-man right down the mid lane here as we get to see the debut of Brand in this season of BTL. Fierce Sparrow pulling it out and already trying to get Mute to back way off here. Of note, Zed taking the first strike here, so going to be trying to do as much damage as possible.
To be honest with you, you say it might be the last game of the night. I'm pretty confident it's going to be the last game of the night. I feel like they have to pull some ninjutsu off here to make some crazy plays on the side of Predictive, but we'll see. Could be wrong.
I mean, quite literally, it's going to have to be a ninja effort here with the Zed jungle coming through.
Yes.
They're going to have to make something happen, and Mute had a really good game in game number 1. I want to point that out. Had 100% kill participation for most of that game. Really was the catalyst that led Predictive Gaming to have any sort of early game pressure, but it was just a little bit too much with how much DPS were able to work on the same page. You know, Quaggert being able to stay alive forever, Aliskander and Your Bad Connection getting so many kills. It's difficult to keep up with.
Yeah, you're right. He does have some pretty insane clear. I mean, it's pretty healthy as well. It's something I would like to try once, actually doing the Zed jungle, but I am not a jungle player, so.
Zed jungle, the main thing about him is you're able to get so much extra damage down onto these camps because your passive procs infinitely and does like 200% damage to jungle monsters. They made that change a while ago to make more champions jungleable, like Darius jungle. We saw that once in LCS. We saw some other things come through, but Melon taking a big chunk of damage from Your Bad Connection. Damage going to be traded back onto Fierce Sparrow here with that explosive charge, but you can see Your Bad Connection and Fierce Sparrow are trying to control this wave. Look how far forward Fierce Sparrow's playing.
Oh my gosh. What? That was the Jin W!
The Jin W a little bit off of the mark, but you can already see here, this Zed already working on that bottom half of the map. Yuka has done a great job of doing really quick clears here, and this Zed finishing up that red buff here at 245, going to be very cleanly finish their full clear in time for Scuttle Crab, or potentially looking for a bot lane gank as well here. Zed is an assassin, you know. It's going to be able to do a decent chunk of damage to the likes of this Brand Jin lane, and Mute is trying to move down here.
There he is, sneaking into Tri-Bush. Fierce Sparrow, I think, is going down here. He's got no word to the wise, has no clue, and just...
Fierce Sparrow, Your Bad Connection, trying to find a way out of here, but Mute going to go aggressive onto Fierce Sparrow here. Lots of damage being put down. Cookies will not be able to catch up with that jump. Fierce Sparrow going to use that Ignite and the Flash to get out of there as Your Bad Connection with a good exhaust onto Mute to save their support's life. So Mute gets a pretty impactful gank, able to get out 3 summoners from the side of DPS, but on the way out, actually, the heal coming through from Cookies to save Melon as ends up being a trade of summoners there, but favoring the side of Predictive Gaming.
I honestly think that Predictive probably could have picked up a kill if Zed just walked in slower and just held his shadow. He needed a re-engage tool, and he kind of just used it a little bit early. Still a good gank, though, nonetheless.
Yeah, and Aliskander now in a little bit of trouble, but Talus is going to be there to back them up. Of note, look at the CS in the mid lane already. Pretty substantial lead coming through from Aliskander over Spy Fiction. Up about 2 waves of farm, and that's a really good sign for Aliskander in this game.
You hate to see it. I mean, I love to see it. You know, it's all right. He's just getting under your skin.
Yeah, but as you can see, developing in this mid lane here. Aliskander teleporting back to lane to continue to put on that pressure. You can see the book as well as that Sapphire Crystal picked up there to just build towards what will eventually be a lost chapter. Reset coming in from Spy Fiction. No teleport to note in that mid lane for the Ahri, but Aliskander just going to keep building up that farm lead, and I think the wave might be frozen in that mid lane as well, so that's going to mean even more trouble for Spy Fiction on this Ahri.
No, I was kind of curious. I haven't seen Halo Blaze on Cho'Gath anymore, and it used to be so oppressive, so I don't know. Is it just you don't pick it anymore if it's a tank matchup?
Might just be comfort for Quaggert here, but Quaggert actually not feeling so comfortable about this one. Pafu looking for the solo kill. Gonna flash forward and get the bonk with the hammer, and that's a good way for Predictive Gaming to pick up first blood here.
Coming through that halitosis, just burned him, knocked him dead with that breath. Oh my gosh, you hate to see it. That's one of the worst feelings. You have a a freaking on-hit ability on you. You go to flash and you wait a second too long and then you die anyway for literally nothing. 6 minutes of cooldown, a whole game worth of frustration.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there as Quaggart ends up going down, and the matchup that they were able to dominate earlier on in game 1, you know, ends up going with the run back in a lot of ways, the reverse run back, and Pafu just shows that Ornn might just have a little bit of a leg up on that matchup there. But on this bottom side, Cookies getting stunned up, lots of damage coming down. Fierce Sparrow getting that Dark Harvest stack as well. So been a really good look for this brand thus far. Fierce Sparrow has just been able to put down so much damage alongside Your Bad Connection, and it's leading to a pretty nice CS lead here for Your Bad Connection as well. Despite those summoners being burned early on, it does not feel as if the lane is going in favor of Predictive Gaming.
No, I don't believe so either. I mean, he's kind of just controlling the lane phase right now, allowing Jin to just farm for free and then throw his W for a snare whenever it's needed.
Yeah, effectively, but on that top side, Quaggart's still trying to just shove in this wave into Pafu here, trying to make sure that they can equalize out this matchup just a little bit. But of note, looking at the gold difference right now, gold lead in DPS's favor actually, and that's interesting to note considering First Blood has already gone over to them. They've got themselves a gold lead purely off of that mid lane. Look at the CS gap. It's 25 CS. It's a 500 gold lead for the Cassiopeia, just without any other outside intervention thus far.
My gosh, she hasn't had any ganks. She's actually just been farming, teleported back to lane with the tier, and then farming some more. And I don't even know. You know, you see that Mutes here trying to make a play, but you know, nothing that can be done there.
He's really not able to find any sort of early ganks yet with this Zed of note. Going to be ticking over to level 6 very shortly, but Quaggart looking for the play on the top side. Will they have enough damage onto Pafu, who already has that Bomby's Cinder there? Going to be getting that Emelet. Quaggart's got to be careful. Do they have enough for the Chomp? Yes, they do! They're going to eat some lamb for breakfast here, as it's going to be the ram being eaten up there. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Oh man, I don't even. What do you even do there? I mean, he just feasts and then you just
didn't have the flash. You can't do anything. You just die.
I mean, do you think he could have ulted sooner to try to get him off of him?
Potentially. I think there was a play to potentially go for the ultimate, but you've got to be careful with that as well because of the rupture. You're basically standing still when you're trying to line up your ultimate. So
the moment he missed the rupture, I was assuming that he was just going to throw ultimate up there so he could walk out. I think maybe he assumed he would make it out.
Maybe. But unfortunately for Pafu, will go down. The monster going to be able to get a little bit of a snack there, even up that kill count on the top side of the map here. And once again, now the gold lead really just lying within that mid lane here. 30 CS lead still and growing for the Cassiopeia as Spy Fiction gonna group up with the team as they try and pick up this first dragon.
I think it's something they honestly need. If they're going to go for anything late game potential, they do need the Mountain Drakes.
They're going to need as much as possible to
Oh no, he's just missing ruptures left and right.
Yeah, Quaggart in a little bit of trouble, but should be able to walk out of there without too much of an issue. But as of right now, it's looking okay for the side.
Sneaking in the Herald too. I respect this.
Yeah, they're going to get the chomp on the Herald, so an extra stack, but you know, interesting early game plan from Predictive Gaming. They've definitely kept it a lot closer throughout after 10 minutes here, or 9 minutes. As, the charm going to come down onto Aliskander's. Got to be careful here. Don't really think there's a way out of this one for the Cassiopeia. Spy Fiction going to be able to pick up their first kill of the game, and they find the kill onto the snake in the mid lane.
That's what I was looking to see. I mean, that's literally, you knew that Petrifying Gaze is down, so that's your time. You could literally go in. Miasma's not going to stop both of them, so...
Able to get out, but Fierce Sparrow actually coming in with a lot of damage here, as is Talus Mute. Running for the hills, will actually get taken down. Spy Fiction will get sniped out with the curtain call, so the rest of Team DPS are able to come through, get revenge for their fallen snake in the mid lane, and find themselves 2 kills of their own. Great play by Fierce Sparrow to set that up.
Like Eminem out here, the curtain call, some skeletons in his closet, straight bodies.
Yeah, as Fierce Sparrow now in a little bit of trouble, living with a sliver of health, but Talus actually going to do a great job of canceling out the ultimate. Melon.
Oh, no.
Gonna flash forward there. Cookies was not able to jump in because of an amazing flag and drag, but unfortunately, Melon just gonna flash forward for that auto attack to pick up the kill onto the brand. So Fierce Sparrow will end up
I'm looking for a Cho'Gath beats here. I'm waiting for it. He hits one rupture, it's over.
Player potentially able to pick up another kill there, but will opt to reset, not gonna push their luck. Or will they? They're sticking around. Might try and push out this wave.
He said, okay, you're gonna disrespect me and keep farming? I'll stay.
Yeah, looks like Quaker just waiting for the reset there, but Mute
is missing the wings.
Yeah, Mute's on the top side of the map here, so got to be a little bit careful. Got to be a little bit cognizant of the potential of a Zed gank there, but for the time being, Gold lead still just slightly in favor of Team DPS. Quaker, though, looking for the Chomp once again, going to force a flash out from Pafu. It won't matter. Quaker's going to pick that one up. Mute going to be here to clean up the remains of Quaker, but regardless, still going to be another stack put on.
Yeah, I'll take a
fee
stack all day. I mean, you literally just got another champion stack. You can get your minions whenever you need to. There's the Herald and bot side.
Yeah, Talus, though, looking for a little bit of a play onto Cookies. Cookies will be able to get out of there, but Rift Herald's going to be put down as they look to try and get that first tower. Talus, flag and drag forward here, might be looking for a play, but it's going to be Spy Fiction moving forward. Here comes the Brand ultimate, trying to deal some more damage, but Spy Fiction getting the resets on that ultimate. Able to pick up a double kill as Predictive Gaming. Able to find a couple of kills on this bottom side of the map, showing that they've still got a little bit of fight left in them.
Well, I was just surprised they didn't just posture to hold them off and go for plating. I mean, they could have gotten first turret there uncontested, and instead they just huge disrespect. Said, "I don't care. I'm going to walk in," and man, I don't even know what to do with that.
A little bit too far forward there from the side of DPS. They end up giving a couple of kills back. Gold lead's still going to be in their favor because of the plates picked up on that bottom side of the map, but you know, you've got to still give respect to the side of Predictive Gaming. They've shown that they
100%.
can do quite well in this early game, and 12 minutes in, it's a lot closer than last game.
I mean, Cass still, regardless of the situation right now, she's still up almost double CS. I mean, that's insane.
She's up big, yeah.
She literally has above perfect CS at this point in the game.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Aliskander farming at like about 11 CS a minute right now. Really good job from this Cassiopeia to just play to their win condition, and that's even with a death and everything considered. So great job from Aliskander here, showing how to play the macro game in game 1 by moving around the map, able to pick up a lot of those kills. And this time just working on the micro, the PvE, and doing real good for Aliskander. Really good farming thus far from the Snake in the mid lane. 147 CS at 13 minutes. That's impressive.
You know, the one thing I will say for Pafu, to give him some respect this lane, he has dodged a lot of the ruptures. I know he just gets hit there as I say that, but there was a lot that I've seen so far that he's done a pretty solid job.
Yeah, you can see. Quigert's done a really good job in this matchup, just sort of punishing the likes of this Ornn. Ornn is a champion that, you know, gets really annoying once you get to a certain point in the game. Quigert, though, gonna have to be a little bit careful. Rupture not gonna land there. Seems like Pafu might have the tools to be able to find that kill. Quigert not quite up with that ultimate quite yet, but Earbad connection might be the one looking to disconnect. You're actually a great exhaust gonna prevent them from going down, but now Fierce Sparrow in a little bit of a sticky situation. The brand passive, though, dealing big damage. Cookies, oh, going to be able to live with help of the wild growth as Brand does go down once again. Fierce Sparrow falls, but on the top side, Quigert eats once again as another solo kill for the Cho'Gath onto the Zorn.
Yeah, I mean, he's just, if he gets out of lane with all these feast stacks, that's what I was worried about them doing on the opposing side for Predictive when they played Cho'Gath, and he's doing what he needs to.
Yeah, you can see
Spy
Fiction, though, able to get over the wall and find the kill on to Talus there. So Dragon, second Dragon of the game, going to be going over to the side of Predictive Gaming. Despite all of that, though, lots of damage coming down onto these towers as plates going in favor of DPS. And in that mid lane, Cassiopeia has a 200 gold bounty, and she's 0-1. That is purely off of her farm. She's up 73 CS.
Like I said, her lead is almost up to the point where she almost has 12 CS per minute now.
Yeah, she's absolutely massive. This is impressive coming through from Aliskander here. 11.5 CS per minute.
Look
If
at
my math
Sparrow.
serves me right.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Where was that going?
Fear Sparrow trying to stay alive here, but Quaggert is in the area. Fear Sparrow just trying to rotate up to that top side of the map, potentially to help out with this Rift Herald. But thus far, it's been a rather clean performance coming through from the side of Predictive Gaming. They've been able to find some advantages through their mid-jungle, but Melon, in a little bit of a sticky situation, has the wild growth. Talus gonna back off, just be content with taking that heal. The teleport gonna come through from Pafu here. Jump over the wall from Cookie's gonna force the Gale Force out from Your Bad Connection. Should be able to escape without too much of a hitch here as Pafu going aggressive here, but unable to find anything.
And now Cho'Gath just gets to take topside.
Yeah. Should be relatively easy for Cho'Gath to pick up. Not going to pick up that tower, but going to rotate down and make sure that Herald is as safe as possible. You know, of note, Cho'Gath has been able to pick up quite the CS lead in their own right, up 30 CS, and in the mid lane, once again, just got to keep our eye on Aliskander and that farm. It's been a really impressive performance from the Cassiopeia. On cooldown, I think, has been taking Talus's Raptors as well, and whenever they can, they're taking Mute's Raptors, so basically going for the Chovy as much as possible. 193 farm at 16 minutes. Now they're at the 12 CS per minute mark.
I mean, he's almost to the extent where he has two lanes worth of farm up on them.
Yeah, now Quaggert getting ulted. I don't think there's too much to be worried about. That is a big Cho'Gath, but Fierce Sparrow dealing out the damage to Cho'Gath, or to Cookie, sorry, as Cho'Gath on the top side, able to stay alive despite that ultimate coming down. Pafu.
You have Talus coming down through?
More. Oh yeah, Talus gonna come down. Cookie's in a world of hurt. The Deadly Flourish not gonna land. Oh my goodness, Talus has turned into a muffin for the time being. Will be not able to survive there as Cookies gets a lot of help from that tower. Ends up paying the price, but now Mute gonna just get eaten up by Quaggert. Quaggert's a big boy up on that top side, looking to get the 2v1 now as Pafu forced to run for the hills. Quaggert absolutely massive on this top side of the map. His first tower still goes the way of DPS as Quaggert looking for more, gonna go and will not leave without 2 kills in their pockets. They're gonna get shut down, but the 2v1 on the top side is massive.
This is insane, and they still get first turret and bot side.
Just such strong play coming through from the side of just from the side of DPS. They've got this macro game down to a T regardless of the micro. And I mean, up on the top side, Quaggert just shows why they are the Bungus player that we've been talking about. So comfortable on these tanks from the get-go, and in that mid lane, once again, the PvEing just really nice. It's impressive as Talus actually gets the blue buff. I don't know why. Give that to your Cassiopeia. Help her CS out a little bit more.
I'm not sure either, honestly.
Report Talus, everyone. I don't know. This guy's griefing or something. Regardless, Aliskander is level 13 at 18 minutes, by the way. This Cassio is massive.
I would not want to be in this game right now. Oh my gosh, what a good stun.
Melon taking a big chunk of damage. Mute is here, though. Got to be careful of what the Zed can do in terms of burst, but yeah, it's been an impressive game from DPS. They've been able to find advantages just everywhere on the map. They've been able to control the game at will, just do whatever they so desire, as Talus starting to fight back here, saying, you took my Raptors all of that time. I'm going to start taking your mid lane farm, but it's been a really dominant performance just in terms of the micro in a lot of ways.
Look at the size of this show.
Yeah, Cho'Gath is massive as well, and looking to take down this tower without any sort of assistance here. Yeah, Quaggert's just going to walk forward, has the Demolish proc, and now Pafu is in trouble. They've got to be extremely careful. Do have the Ornhorn available. Quaggert actually doesn't have the Feast, but is playing like they are so aggressively moving forward there, is in the mid lane. Ari, every time she leaves, she's losing farm, and Aliskander has 98 CS lead. That's a big lead. As Mute gonna have to get that shield. Lots of damage coming down from the brand passive as well. Jin opening up the curtains, trying to find something. Cookie's gonna be able to get out of there, but Talus looking for more. Has that Cataclysm, gonna drop it down. Will be turned into a muffin and ulted out of there. Talus will get taken down, but Your Bad Connection moving forward so aggressively. The brand passive gonna pick that one up, as now Aliskander fighting against this side of Spy Fiction, trying to escape, and great kiting comes through as the Brand picks up a double kill. Fierce Bro has a triple kill for themselves. This Brand popping off on the damage charts here is going to end up giving over this last one to Pafu, as Fierce Sparrow very close to getting that supportal pentakill, but unfortunately not close enough, as Finally, Aliskander getting involved in a fight and showing that their build is no joke. They have a lot of damages, yes. 11.5 CS per minute, 12 CS per minute now. Once again, for this Cassiopeia in the mid lane. 242 farm at 20 minutes.
Starting to wonder if Spy Fiction's nickname is Woody because he had a snake in his boot there. It's all up in his face. No way to stop it.
It is.
To infinity and beyond, man. I don't even know.
I mean, that's what the farm gap is right now. It's 101. It's a Flame Horizon in the mid lane at 20 minutes. It's absolutely disgusting coming through from Aliskander. They've showed off on the Rakan mid lane last game. They're showing off once again now on this Cassiopeia.
Look at the CS difference in top, too.
Yeah, the CS difference in top is pretty substantial. 44 CS in the lead for Quaggart. So just across the map, the farming has been better coming through from the side of DPS. As now Cookies already used that jump. Got to be careful. Here comes Aliskander with all of that damage. Gonna find that kill. Now it's gonna be Mute trying to fight this one out, but sir, you do not win that 1v1. Melon actually gonna come down as well. Aliskander in a little bit of a hairy situation here. Spy Fiction trying to clean this one up. Aliskander will end up going down, giving over that shutdown, but not before cleaning up a couple more minions for themselves as well. In a little bit of a rough situation. They sent four members for that Cassiopeia, who was 0-1 before that play.
Hey, you know, sometimes Academy already just has to take you to school, so this time she brought the whole class.
Yeah.
So.
Had to bring everyone in there as Mute able to get some more kill participation for themselves. But yeah, look what they lose on the opposite side of the map here. They lose that mid lane turret. Quaggart just hard pushing in that top side of the map. And up here in this mid lane, Mute gonna have to try and use some fancy moves to get out of here, burning down from that brand passive as well as the Leandries. It's a lot of damage to contend with, as on the bottom side of the map, it will be a tower taken by this Ahri, but Quaggart just does not care about tower damage right now. He's standing there tanking that up, just being the big bungus that we wanted to see. Talos moving forward with that flag and drag. Pafu gonna be walking away here, taking even more crowd control. Where's the eat? Yep, Quaggart's gonna come through and execute that Ornn as
what is he, like 7 feet stacks now?
Yeah, Cho'Gath's got probably 8 or 9 here, but Zed ultimate gonna go into that backline. The Deathmark coming down on a Fierce Sparrow, but it ends up being Zed who buys the price. Mute gonna be made sure they aren't left to speak anything of the tales of what happened there. As ends up being a 2-for-1, but now moving forward is the Ahri gonna be taken down, and Cookies and Melon now getting aggressive for a little bit before realizing their mistake. And my goodness, that was not the cleanest look coming through from Predictive Gaming, as you can sort of see the desperation coming into their gameplay.
I know that it doesn't reflect on his KDA right now, but I really, at this point, would almost give player the game to Fierce Sparrow. He has hit so many clutch stuns.
Player has 12 fee stacks.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you look at the actual oppression that he's brought with the brand plays there. That was a huge brand stun.
Yes.
I mean, Ahri literally dashed in and he landed the Q perfectly. She dashed in, so she got no damage off.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about how Quaggart has like 7 fee stacks, maybe 8 fee stacks. No,
Does he
12.
Does he have 12?
He has 12 fee stacks.
How much actually HP does he have right now? I gotta know.
How much health does he have right now? 5,183 health. 13 fee stacks, by the way.
He's literally a raid boss.
Absolutely massive on this Cho'Gath, and at this point, how do you even take this Cho'Gath down? There's no real, there's no tangible way to make that happen. And Mute has to just be so careful in their own jungle now. This assassin is the one being assassinated here. Charm gonna come down onto Talos. Here comes the Deathmark as well. Mute gonna get out of there. Spy Fiction takes down Talos once again, but the 4th shot from downtown comes through as Jin's aim is true here. Meanwhile, in the jungle,
some Jin-sane plays.
Jin able to find what is an unfortunate kill onto the likes of the Zed.
What's he gonna do?
Quaggart now fighting Pafu. Pafu does not want to fight this. Quaggart will eat you. Quaggart's just gonna ignore this tower. He's gonna walk right through it. He's gonna scream at you, and he's gonna eat you from 800 health. 14.
Just for the meme factor of how big he is, you might have to give him MVP. Actually, you're right. You're right.
Quaggart's big. Really big at this point, but at this point, you can look at the gold lead as well. It's an 8,000 gold lead for the side of Team DPS here. And, you know, despite a little bit of a slow early game coming through, they've been able to pick up where they left off in game 1 and just really go to town on this team of Predictive Gaming. They haven't had any answers for the likes of Aliskander in this mid lane or Quaggart in the top lane, realistically. And I don't know what you're supposed to do to stop this Cho'Gath. How do you kill the Cho'Gath right now?
1v1 and nobody can come. If even one other person on the side of DPS comes, he lives.
Basically, he's so massive at this point. Like 9-3-1. The base Immolate burn from the Sunfire right now is 70. Normally you see that when it's fully stacked up. Like, we'll see how big that number gets. I believe it stacks on objectives. There's 79, 87, 98.
Another stack.
Like, look at that. He's doing 100 damage a second to anyone around them if they're just in the area. Now level 16, so that Feast's going to be even bigger for themselves. This is ridiculous. And I mean, in the mid lane, the 1, 2, and 2 Cassiopeia of note has an 1,000 gold lead over the Ari, who's picked up 5 kills and a bunch of shutdowns. It's pretty ridiculous. A Sphere Sparrow looking for more onto Melon. Melon burning, forced to use the wild growth with the Sphere Sparrow. Oh my goodness, just so much damage coming out from this brand as well.
I think they can just force Baron right now, honestly.
Probably. You've got the Cassiopeia. She's level 16. You've got this Cho'Gath whose Feast probably does about 2,000 true damage at this point.
Yeah, and then Lulu with no ult. I mean...
Yeah, it's scary. It's a scary game to be playing any champion in League of Legends against the likes of DPS here.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we talked about. I said unless for some crazy reason Mute and Spy Fiction got ahead, that this game was just over. You just got to look at that. He literally is just going to walk at them.
Quaggart does not care. Quaggart's walking at them. Is actually taking a decent chunk of damage, though, from the percentage health damage. Where did the Tristana go? Is just eaten up like a snack for Quaggart here. Quaggart going to look for more. He's still so tanky in this front line. Only thing that can take him down is the percent health damage coming through from Pafu, but it's not enough. Tal's going to be able to clean that one up. Jin does go down for their troubles, but my goodness. Quaggart. Excuse me. Just so massive. Just ate that from existence. Just removed off of the plane of existence. I don't know how to cast this. It's too big.
I'm fairly certain she was full health.
I'm almost 100% sure she had full health. We're going to have to rewind on that one, but my goodness. Tal is going to end up taking a fountain shot as well, so will not end up going down. But yeah, Quaggart has a lot of health. To be exact, 7,288. Zed is gone, eaten off of the plane of existence once again. Cookie's tickling Quaggart right now. This Cho'Gath is a little bit too big. I don't know. I just like watching this Cho'Gath walk around. Like, what is going on?
Blows heal.
Like, look at this! Look at this! What do you do? Quaggart's been tanking tower this entire time. What is going on, Quaggart?
It didn't even look like tower damage. I thought that was actually just... I don't even know, like a minion? I mean, that's what it seemed like.
He's dancing! He's dancing on him in the base! Like, you can't do anything. Bafu gonna call the Ornhorn down. May be able to get it. Your bad connection going to shoot down Cookies as well. Quaggart has the ultimate up again. Let's see what the execute cutoff is. Yeah, 1,000 health there. Just gone. Despite the heal coming through as well. Aliskander gonna go golden to stay alive from Mute here. Mute, though, will be able to take down Aliskander once again. Quaggart, the one dealing the damage here, will not be enough. And do they actually have enough to end the game? They've been in this base for like a solid 2 minutes. I feel like they should.
Cho'Gath is actually killable at the moment.
Yeah, Cho'Gath is finally in kill percent. You know, at about 20% HP. No, that's still about 1,000 health that you've got to cut through. But the minion waves are just going in. Quaggart gonna keep going forward here. May have to feast up again. Oh, Quaggart! Will he go down? No, he won't! He's gonna be able to survive once again as...
And here comes
Quaggart,
Sparrow.
oh, here comes Cookies. There goes Cookies. And Quaggart lives. 18 feast stacks! 18 feast stacks! He does 1,300 true damage to champions.
What was his max health that game at the end?
7,632. I'm mad. I'm mad. What's Quaggart? Come on, man.
Not even a game at that point.
That was disgusting. What a great game coming through from DPS, though, once again. Able to clean themselves up.
I like seeing the reverse on the Cho'Gath. He literally disrespected him, like I said, and he's like, you know what? I don't care if you play Ornn. Go ahead. I'm going to clown on you. And he literally did all game.
I don't know. It was a little bit of a difficult one to watch there. A tough pill to swallow for the side of Predictive Gaming as, once again, they fall 2-0 to a very strong team. And you've got to feel for Predictive Gaming. In a lot of ways, they've had an incredibly difficult early part of the season, facing up against some of the strongest teams that we've got in the Black Twitch League already. And you've got to just look for the light at the end of the tunnel for this team. They've got to try and find something that works and potentially pick up some wins against some of the other teams here, because they just seem like they're out of sorts. They don't have any identity. And Finergy, what would be your advice to give to Predictive Gaming?
I think they need to play more like a team than it's like solo queue. It still feels like it's discombobulated across the team, and it seems like Mute is the glue trying to hold them together.
So, unfortunately, going to be Predictive Gaming falling down to 0-3, whereas DPS moving up to second place overall, actually, at 3-0 with a game score of 6-1. And we've got ourselves Ito, of course, coming in here with the announcements as usual. But yeah, what a game coming through from DPS.
I really only caught the last few seconds of that just to see Cho'Gath feast people from full health multiple times within this man. Like, I got a clip, and I finished clipping the clip just to go back to the stream and see Cho'Gath eat yet someone else again from full health. That was absolutely disgusting and absolutely ridiculous. And it's funny because I'm pretty sure Cho'Gath was also terrorizing the games earlier today.
Yes.
It seems like Cho'Gath is just kind of terrorizing the BTL in general right now, because that is ridiculous. And yet again, it seems that people are not drafting people that are capable of dealing with him, because he just kind of gets super tanky, ridiculous, and now no one can, at the end of the game, no one can kill him. It's kind of it's so ridiculous. And certainly there are champions that exist that can deal with them, but I guess people just aren't drafting it. To see some insane Vayne gameplay, that'd be cool to see. We've had some time we've had like really good Vayne players in the BTL, and I know Vayne is someone that can kind of eat Cho'Gath up, but yeah, that was crazy. In terms of
what they come up with, because you know what, there should be a bounty on Cho'Gath's head at this point. Anyone who kills a Cho'Gath, you know, it's 30 shillings or something. There we go. We're going with the old currency as well.
Yeah, I don't have any specific announcements. I want to thank, I'm not sure if anyone from Risen is here, but Risen did raid us earlier in the night, so I think I know who from Risen. I think it was Tyrell. Something I think I know some of the Risen admins from just because us, you know, us amateur people, we talk people in the amateur community. So appreciate that. Always love to see that. And I also wanted to say that there are I did finally make the name change and the roster change forms, and I think I posted those in the captain's chat, and I think that should also be in the forums channel in the BTL Discord. Those will need to be filled out if you're making a roster change, or if someone on your team changes their IGN, their in-game name. That actually happened this last weekend, which actually prompted me to do it. I actually don't think I forgot to tell you guys on the booth, I think. Red, I think, on oh jeez, let me look at the roster sheet. Red, the bot laner for one of these teams. Yes, the bot laner for Spectre Gaming, who you previously known as Rebound, changed their name to Red, and I think he said something like Rebound couldn't make it, so now they have Hyper F there instead. And I was like, wait, Rebound is Red. Red is he was actually in that game. They were in that game. They just changed their IGN. Yeah, which is exactly why we make the form, because people changing their IGN is incredibly annoying to deal with. I don't want to say, should I say annoying? Yeah, okay, I'm just saying, yeah, it's annoying to deal with. It's difficult to deal with people change their IGN and we don't know. So we do want to actually try to get that on record. I want timestamps. I am gonna start punishing people if you don't tell us that your player changed the name, but they just changed the name and we don't know who they are. That's gonna cause a lot of problems, not only for me, but also for all of your opponents. So, and also for the casters that don't realize that this is the same person from previously. So,
that was us this week, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, we are going to be enforcing that the name change form does need to be filled out for like prior. If your player changes the name, and you gotta let us know before we find out like the hard way, then you will receive like a ban loss or something, because we can't just let that go there, because that will just cause mayhem. And other than that, we'll be back, I believe, next Saturday at 6 p.m. I have not been told of any reschedules quite as of yet, so that's going to be Spectre Gaming versus Predictive Gaming.
Yes,
that'll be next Saturday at 6
versus Predictive Gaming, 6 p.m.
I will likely be not here. I'm going to be busy for the next couple of weekends, so I may not be here, but I trust that I'll be like on my phone if anything. If there's an emergency, I can always be on my phone. But we should have that, and look at the standings. Yeah, I think now there are two teams that are at the top. I think DPS and MG Element. MG Element being the only truly undefeated team. DPS did drop a game.
Yes.
And Yeah, and then Barbara's fan club is Predictive Gaming, so that's going to be the top 4. And we will look for someone to host. I see my good friend Prodigy the Prince, old friend of the BT Black Twitch community, is playing Rogue Company. Actually, you know what? I'm actually going to host someone who used to be the chairman of BTL. He used to host BTL. He used to do some of the streaming for BTL back in like season 4 or 5 days. Where's Fluffy? He seems to be streaming. I rarely see him on. So he's streaming. Oh, he just started hosting somebody else. That's hilarious. That's okay. JK, we're gonna host who's he hosting? Who's someone else that also used to play in BTL. So we're gonna host JDab here, and we will see you guys next weekend. Do you guys have anything else? Oh, also thank you Finergy and RareAdam, of course, for casting this game.
I'm here
Any
anytime
other
anybody
shout-outs?
wants me.
I always appreciate you coming through. Alright, and we'll go ahead and throw the stream over to JDab. Go say hi to JDab. He's a cool dude. Used to play a lot of League, now plays pretty much anything else.